Assalamu alaikum dear students, hope you are well and hearty. Welcome to NIEVS Homeschool. This is Fatima Sabrin Shikha, Assistant Teacher of National Ideal English Version School, Morning Shift. Today I am going to take Bangladesh and Global Studies class for the students of class 8 on the topic Chapter 1, Lesson 6 to 8. I'm repeating. Today our topic is Chapter 1, Lesson 6, 7 and 8. Students, this is lecture number 4 and homework number 4. I'm repeating, our today's lecture is 4 and homework number is also 4. Now students, please take your textbook. I'm going to read from your text. Listen to me carefully. Our today's topic is Chapter 1, Lesson 6, 7, 8. I will start my discussion with Lesson 6 and 7, named Reaction of Colonial Rule, Renaissance in Bengal and Anti-British Movement. The English wanted to make their rule stronger. With this intention, they started to create an English-educated class that would remain loyal to them. Warren Hastings established Kolkata Madrasa in 1781. The purpose of establishing this madrasa was to satisfy the Muslims by creating job opportunities, as the Muslims were broken-hearted because of losing their state. For the same reason, Sanskrit College was established for the Hindus in 1791. A new inspiration arose the local people for coming in touch with modern education. People started to question the age-old beliefs, norms and culture. Movement against Shatida started from the Hindus. Opinions were formed in favor of widow marriage. The country witnessed a new tide which was limited but very effective in changing the age-old beliefs of the people. English missionary Sir William Carey kept himself attached in various social activities apart from active preaching of Christianity. He was a pioneer in composing Bengali grammar, setting up printing machines, publishing newspapers, preparing school textbooks, and many other important social works. In this sequence, the British established schools throughout the country. Some colleges were also established for higher studies. At last, Kolkata University was established in 1857 as a seat of higher education and research. So, the main purpose of establishing schools, colleges and madrasas was to create influence among the people, among the local people of India. The establishment of a printing press at Srirampur in 1821 also played a positive role in inspiring the people of Bengal. The printing press facilitated the printing of books and thus spread out education among the educated people. The sensitive people now started to cast their attention to the development of the society. They started to criticize the injustice of their rulers, and the same way the main self-criticism about the injustice of the society. Many came forward to create public opinion by publishing newspapers in Bengali language. Raja Ram Mohan Roy and Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar will have laid the foundation of society reform. Deroji Vidyasagar created awareness of freedom in the open mind. Bengali language and literature were developed by Vidyasagar, Bankim Chandra, Michael Madhusudhan and Rabindranath. The contribution to Bengali literature of Mir Musharraf Hussain, Sharat Chandra Chattopadhyay and Kazi Nazrul is also very extensive. To establish Bangla language or Bengali culture, all of them, including Mir Musharraf Hussain, Sharat Chandra Chattopadhyay, Vidyasagar, Bankim Chandra Chattopadhyay, all have influence, including Kazi Nazrul Islam, to establish Bengali language. Though this renaissance or reworking of Bengali people happened at Kolkata city, the entire Bengal witnessed its indirect result. The flourishing of nationalistic feelings inspired by patriotism is another hallmark of modern education during colonial rule. The desire for independence and democratic rights started to spring up in people's mind. The anti-British movement took its final origin due to the planning to the partition of Bengal in 1905 AD, but the British rulers wanted to convey that the reason behind was the benevolence of the country. At the time, the periphery boundary line of Bengal was very large. Eastern Bengal, Western Bengal, Bihar and Orissa constituted the Greater Bangla. So including Eastern Bengal, Western Bengal, Bihar and Odisha, it was constituted the Greater Bangla. So it was difficult for the Kolkata-based British rulers to exercise good governance in remote regions. For this development work in Eastern Bengal, Bihar and Odisha was not possible. In 1902, British Viceroy Lord Curzon proposed that Bengal would be divided into two provinces for the sake of exercising good governance. A new province named East Bengal would be formed, declaring Dhaka its capital. The control of this province would be in the hands of a lieutenant governor. Despite the logic, the main objective was to divide the gradual increasing anti-British movement in Bengal. By dividing Bengal, the British rulers wanted to reach the communal harmony between the Hindus and the Muslims. Most of the people of Eastern Bengal were Muslims. They thought that with the emergence of a new province, development work would be strengthened. But the educated Hindu leaders protested against the division of Bengal. For this reason, the gap between the two communities increased. Indian National Congress was the only non-communal Indian political organization, but most of the great leaders of Congress were Hindus. They raised their voice against the partition of Bengal without consulting with the Muslim leaders. So a new calculation arose among the Muslim leaders that they would need a political platform of their own to secure their demands. Consequently, in 1906 AD, an organization named Muslim League was formed in Dhaka. The intention of the British was materialized. The conflict between the two sects was made clear after the division of Bengal in 1905 AD. The Bengali Hindu leaders increasingly insisted upon the British that partition of Bengal would not be wise. In fact, the partition of Bengal in 1905 was one of the manifestations of the British policy of divide and rule. Now we'll learn about Swadhikar Andolan. The Bengalis never accepted the British rulers without protest. Throughout the British rule, there were various resistance movements all over India, including Bengal. At the forefront of this is the Sepoy Revolt of 1857. The Sepoy Revolt was the first anti-British freedom struggle. For a long time, the East India Company's economic, political exploitation, social and cultural deprivation, persecution, hurt of religious sentiments, and above all discriminatory treatment of Indian soldiers have served as the precursors of this revolt. Sepoy Mongol Commander and Havildar Wajib Ali led this mutiny in Bengal. The rulers of different areas of India who wanted freedom joined their hands with the sepoys in this mutiny. Some of these groups are Queen Lakshmibai of Jhansi and Tatya Topi of Maharashtra. The monarch of Delhi, Bahadur Shah Jafar, also supported the sepoys. Various movements started in the whole of Bengal, centering on the partition of Bengal in 1905. These include the Swadhi Andolan movement, the boycott movement, the Swaraj and the Armed movement. Through the Swadeshi movement, various programs like boycott of British products and education, the introduction of local products and education were taken up. Armed revolutionary movement was formed among the educated youth. This armed revolutionary activity lasted until the 1930s in the midst of brief ups and downs. Among them are Khudiram, Baghajatin, Master Das Surya Sen, Prithilata Watdedar and other revolutionaries. Each of them sacrificed for the country. Prithilata was the first female martyr of the anti-British movement. Students mark this line. Prithilata was the first female martyr of the anti-British movement. Besides, various constitutional and nationalist movements were going on at the national level all over India, including Bengal. Notable among these are non-cooperation movement, Khalafat movement, Quit India movement, etc. Some of the notable Bengalese leaders involved in these national level movements are Netaji Subhash Bose, Chittaranjan Das, Hussein Shohid Suhrawardi, Shoaib Bangla, A.K. Fazlul Haq, and others. It should be kept in mind that despite various reasons, the British were forced to leave the country due to the pressure of those movements and struggles. Now listen 8. Lahore Proposal and Establishment of Pakistan. Fearing the widespread nationalist movement in Bengal, including India, the British rulers began to apply the principle of divide and rule in various parts of constitutional policy and activities. The divisions that had already arisen between the Hindu-Muslim leadership of Bengal over the portion of Bengal gradually became a direct political dilemma at the instigation of the British. It is to be noted that the power centered in interested of the non-Bengali Hindu and Muslim leaders of the Indian National Congress and the Muslim League were also largely responsible for this. As a result, religious and communal polarization began to take place in the ongoing nationalist politics. Gradually, the Congress came to be regarded as the political party of the Hindu community and the Muslim League of Muslims. Although there were many large-scale Muslim leaders in the Congress. However, as a result of the politics of division, the idea of Lahore dissolution began to work among Hindu Muslim leaders and people in the community. The Lahore dissolution raised in 1940 called for the formation of states with Muslim majority areas in India, on the basis of which India was divided in 1947 and two independent states named India and Pakistan were established. So, India and Pakistan were established with the division of independent states in 1947. At the same time, almost 200 years of English rule came to an end with the creation of India. Bengal was also divided into two parts. The Muslim inhabited East Bengal and annexed to Pakistan, and the Hindu-dominated West Bengal was annexed to India. However, the Hindu and Muslim leaders of the Bengal Congress and the Muslim League did not accept this part of Bengal in the same way. Sharad Bose and Hussein Shohid Suhrawardi were trying to establish a united Bengal state, but that attempt was not successful. But this was not the true independence of the people of Eastern Bengal, although they were freed from the British rule. The Pakistani rulers enforced their torture and exploitation over the people of Eastern Bengal. In fact, the people of East Bengal had to start their movement again for the 14th August 1947 to achieve independence in the real sense. So when Pakistan was established, the people of East Pakistan, they had to fight for their rights because they were oppressed by the Pakistani rulers, and at that time they were oppressed from physically and mentally. Students, so we have done reading lesson 6 to 8 from chapter 1. Now I am providing your homework. Your homework will be 10 word answer. I am repeating, your homework will be 10 word answer. Don't forget to write the lecture number and homework number at the top of the corner of your copy. A lecture number is 4 and homework number is also 4. Now students, please read the text again at your home, do your homework, and don't forget to submit your homework copies on due time. That's all for today. Hope you have understood today's topic. Keep practicing at home and abide by your parents. Stay well and see you again. Till then, Allah Hafiz. Assalamu alaikum.